good evening or good morning or good afternoon, everybody, depending on where you're listening from or if you're listening to the replay. But welcome to today's special edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And I'm really excited to have Anthony and Renee. You have to pronounce your last name for me because I'm going to get it wrong.
Which one? Renee?
Renee Blodgett and Anthony. Pronounce your last name.
The Italian sing-songy version. Campagnone. Campagnone.
Campagnone. So Renee Blodgett and Anthony. And
say Campagnone.
We're getting very linear before we go out because we do intend to go out, and Anthony will be here physically with us, but he will be leaving us, as you'll learn about here in a second, as we go into today's conversation and the chat with the Ascended Masters and Manifesting Through Spirits. And the title is set up that way specifically because we want to encourage you guys to ask your personal questions. So if you're on the line right now, I highly recommend that you click on the little hands on your screen and get in queue to ask your personal question. You don't have to go on video, even though we love to see you. But we'll dive into some Q&A here in just a little bit. And Anthony and Renee, before we go in, I'd love it if you can share a little bit about how this experience comes through for your audience, how it is that you receive these energies, this intelligence, and how you translate it to tap into these amazing messages that you give audience members every time that you come on the show.
You want to start?
No, you start.
Well, those who are new to our work, we channel primarily the Ascended Masters who come through and speak collectively as one voice. And two of our very prevalent Ascended Masters that we channel very frequently is Mary Magdalene, otherwise known as Miriam of Magdala, and Yeshua. And we also channel a lot of the Seraphim energy as well. So Metatron and Melchizedek are big energies for us. Those are the main ones. We do bring forth angels in the angelic realm, but it's primarily when we're doing a course on the angelic realm that will bring those energies through, or for healing, really. I know some angelic channelers, when they focus primarily on the angelic realm, there's a lot more conversation information that comes through. But for us, when the energies come through, it's really for healing.
Yeah, it is. I think it's really for healing. And I think it's also to give messages of hope, of reassurance that everything's going to be okay. They love that. Everything's going to be fine. And they're just very loving beings. But there's something about them too. They can be a little bit difficult. They can be a little bit hard on you at times.
Love,
a little bit of tough love. And it will come through sometimes if they see that you're not on your path where you're supposed to be, or if you're ready to hear the message.
If you're ready to hear a message, if you can handle it. Handle it. They won't go. They won't do the tough love thing. But that's primarily our guides, the Ascended Masters. So
I like that comes in as tough love, though, because for what I've been feeling for quite a while is that we're going through this evolution. There's a spiritual and an embodied maturity in our etheric field that we're really being guided to step into. So that tough love and going through those initiations, I welcome it, because sometimes we just need to be shaken just a little bit to take that next step.
Yeah, you're really right, John, because a lot of times, even for myself, I still need to be shaken a little bit to say, come on, they'll say, come on, Anthony, you can do this, just let's go.
Or if there's ever any pity party going on.
Magdalene does not like pity parties.
She'll just say, get on with the work.
Let's go. This is
what I love it.
For, so let's go. Let's do it. She's a really interesting energy. I love her.
Yeah.
One of the best energies I've ever been able to channel. And I'm so glad that energy comes through both of us, because she's a very loving energy, but she can be as tough as nails also with you. Yeah. That's what I love about her. And she knows how to kind of weave her way into who you are as a soul and how to push you along little by little. So
as the questions come in from the audience, because I want to prepare, well, you guys are being prepared now as you're about to, we're going to get into questions here in just a little bit. But I want to ask this because sometimes I can't say I lose patience, but I want my audience to step up a little bit more. Instead of saying, do you have a message for me? Or I don't know what to ask. How do the guides feel about those types of questions? Or is it okay? And it's because sometimes I feel it comes from a victimization or not wanting to sound vulnerable. And I get that sometimes it comes from maybe not really knowing or being put on the spot and going, I don't know what to ask now.
I always say this, just let it go. Good. Ask them. I always say, ask the most difficult question you possibly can.
Well, I think, I think he's referring to the personal stuff. I would say,
the personal stuff.
I would say with the personal stuff, when it's a large group like this, I think it's better to ask a question that might be helpful for, for the collective, for everyone. I do know that, because we have a limited time, the guides won't have time to do a deep personal, reading on somebody because it takes time to go into the Akashic records and, a lot of time. And we do Akashic records. That's a big thing that we do, but that takes time to kind of go back, for our guides to be speaking to their guides at a soul to soul level. So, I think for the questions, Anthony's right. Ask difficult questions, but
always challenge them.
Yeah, always challenge them. But I would say the less personal, the better, especially because we're in a public forum, right? And this is recorded. And
that's true also, yes.
So just know, well, I guess everyone knows that.
Guess what? You're being recorded. Surprise.
So if you're coming on camera.
And it's not that you can't ask personal questions. It's in the empowerment of the question also of how you're carrying it as audience members. And for those of y'all who've listened to BTO enough, we've been on almost 10 years. You've done your work. You know how this goes. You know what you can ask, and you can come from your empowered state of being. So I want to invite everybody, as you ask your question, to really tap into that spirit of your innate power and ask the hard questions or the vulnerable questions, and just know that's going to be received and answered with love. And from that, it benefits everybody, which is wonderful.
Well said.
Yeah.
Thank you. But before we get into the Q&A, and I want to open to it, I'd love it if you can share, prepare the audience. Oh, and before we're prepared, y'all, the private session I had with these guys, because so many ascended masters and seraphim showed up. Oh my God, my heart was just like, I was so welled up with so much love and compassion and being met at a level that perhaps I didn't understand that I could achieve that level. Not that I can be met in that level, but that I could achieve that level of what I was hoping to be met, and then some, and then above that. So it's such an experience. And I think even if your question doesn't get answered, or if you're sitting here listening to the call or receiving the transmission, allow yourself to just sit back and to receive. And I promise that essence, that transmission, no matter where the conversation goes or where we get called to, is going to be something that may well you up as well as it did me in my private session. So with that, during the process, so what happens as we start to go into this transmission mode, the sharing of information and the channel coming through?
Well, I mean,
right now you can see my head moving.
His head is,
because they're literally like knocking on the door,
spinning a little bit. I think one of the things before they do come through is to just mention the topic that we and again, questions can span outside of that. It doesn't have to really focus on this art of creation or manifesting through spirit. But I thought it was, first of all, it's one of the offerings that we're offering people, right, as part of this, as part of the show, of course. So that was one piece of it. But this art of manifesting, we felt, because a lot of people are feeling with the Delta variant coming on now, coming through now, and there's all this uncertainty, that we go to a place of fear, right? Even more and more with what's been happening. And so I think this art of manifesting, right, that through spirit puts us back into a resonance field of love, right, where fear doesn't belong. And from that place, only from that place, right, can we manifest. So that's just kind of a general broad overview of why we kind of chose that. But as for questions, it really can be anything.
So who's going to first come through our personal guides? We refer to them as the Ascended Masters. And then they will always refer to as Renee as Gaia. She represents literally the ground energy. And you'll definitely see a change in the way I talk, the way I breathe. And yeah.
He goes into an ujjayi breath.
But they have become over these years I would say very more human-like than anything.
And more seamless, right? Yeah. So if you saw us on the last Beyond the Ordinary show and saw the replay, it may be a little bit more seamless than it was last time, which maybe 6 months ago. It's a little bit more seamless. Yeah.
Everything in time takes practice. Even the channeling and the spiritual journey, everything is a practice. It just doesn't happen, but it does take practice.
When you see his head shaking, that's literally them tapping. They're kind of half in. Well, they're really even half in. Imagine your auric field. They're plugging into the auric field, and they're just plugging. They're getting a little closer.
Wow.
The full embodiment, and that's what happens. That's why he's shaking.
He's going in,
that there won't be a seamless connection are maybe some of the guides that we don't channel on a daily basis. Like the Melchizedek energy is still a little bit of a tough one for us. It's not as seamless or smooth and doesn't always appear loving. It's, this very structured, almost mechanical energy in a way.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little different. And it comes to Paul Selig a little differently than it does us. And that's because it's the primary guide. But so he's connecting now, as you can tell. So the energy comes through both of us, right? It works through both of us, but he's the one who looks physically altered, as you can see.
Right. Wonderful. So
always an honor and privilege to be in your presence, Gaia. Thank you for receiving us. We understand why we are here.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're always fine, as you say.
They always look at my jewelry. It's, it's the funniest thing when they come through. It's almost as if they're checking out whether I made the right choices or not.
So your right choices.
I don't know, but you do always look at my jewelry.
There is no right, there is no wrong, there is no high, there is no low. There only is. But that's why you're here.
Yes. So beautiful.
You have a lot of questions for us. Who are we? That's always a very good question, isn't it? But you must understand this, all of you. And we will say this one time and we will say it an infinite amount of times. We are no different than you. We are the same. We are a part of who you are, as we are part of Renee and Anthony. We are a part of you as well. Anyway, good. Only love is here. Relax.
So beautiful. Well, as we get into this art of manifesting, I am curious if there has been a shift as to how we as humans are manifesting during this time and creating into the future, as opposed to even a year ago. It seems like there's been a big energetic shift or expansion, or our perception of it. And some of the things that we were planning to create or were hoping would land in this human field has shifted. And I'm wondering what the guide's perspective or awareness is on that they can share as we try to figure out how to navigate this terrain.
Interesting question. So meaning things that you thought would flow, right, happen, land, have shifted and haven't landed. And
Right, or we were hoping to, or there was like a trajectory that we felt something was coming in, and it's just
delayed.
great way of putting it, very simply. Thank you, Gaia. Yes.
Can you guys speak to that?
Yes, more or less. Okay, we will say this to you. Very often, you desire something, whatever it may be, you hold it in your mind. You see the picture and you say to yourselves, this is what's going to happen, but you don't know exactly when it's going to occur. This is what's occurring at this very moment. You have no idea when it's going to happen, but we will tell you this. It is happening. Remember, all of you, that a baby that is born takes months and months to say its first word. It takes time to turn over, to crawl, to cruise, and to walk. It doesn't happen overnight, does it? Now, you are much more than babies.
But
You are beyond that.
Because do you feel, because of the Delta variant and the reemergence of COVID, that that's part of
what?
Why things have shifted a little bit?
Shifted where? You see, we told you there is no up and down, left or right, high or low. You have decided to say things haven't shifted. We did not say that, did we?
So it's perspective.
Yes, John, it is perspective. That's all it is. It is one's perspective. What do you desire to perceive during this time? Well, it is not up to us. It is up to you.
Yeah, changing the perception changes everything, doesn't it?
That is correct. There are many different examples that we can give to you. We will continue with the conversation.
That's lovely. With that perspective, it's, and you can argue, what do you tell someone who suffered through a cancer or through sexual abuse in the perspective?
Now you're getting to the meat and potatoes
Yeah.
of these questions. Okay.
And that's a tough one always, from my perspective.
From your perspective,
Right.
but not from ours. That is not difficult for us. But for you, as human beings, it's difficult. For Anthony, it is difficult. For Renee, it's difficult.
Yeah.
But for us,
Especially abuse.
yes.
Yeah.
So let us start very simply by saying, you are all a part of universal consciousness. You make up universal consciousness. You make and consist of God, as you call it, God, source, energy. There is no difference. You are all love. And we say this to you, unto all of you, honestly. There is no separation between you and source. But remember, you are all love. Now, you are having experiences here within this vibration, this realm. And that's John. John, this is all it is. It is neither good nor bad. It simply is. It is a perception. So what do we say to those that are suffering through cancer at this very moment? What do we say to those that are suffering through COVID at this very moment? What do we say to all of you for those who are dying? Well, for us, John, no one dies. Nobody dies. There is no energy that dies. It is always alive. It is simply having a different experience. But we understand human beings now. We do. And we feel the pain. We understand it. Some of us have many experiences here as human beings, and we understand pain. We know there will be many people who will miss you if you pass. as you say, but there really is no death. There is only life.
Do you want to speak about the soul's decisions in a way that maybe it is something that at a soul level is chosen?
Okay, we can say that too. Everything has already happened. You just don't know it. There are only perceptions of the experience.
Like projections.
All of you are the conductors of your own perceptions. You decide on what it is that you desire to do. What is your experience? Well, is having COVID or cancer an experience that you decided to have? Well, we say this to you, and this is something you do not desire to hear, but we will say this to you. It has already been planned. How has it been planned? It is a possibility. It is a probability that this was going to occur.
Within a life plan or within a soul's
There
plan.
is no fault on any of you because this is who you are. This is not an easy plan, and it's not an easy way to think, but it is a spiritual way to observe who you truly are. We know it's difficult, but we're always here with you, helping you along the way. We are always here, aren't we? Guys.
Beautiful. I want to open up to questions from the audience. I just feel so many beautiful questions coming in. So let's do that. And let's go to our first caller. Let's go to Drew. If you'll
Yes.
unmute yourself. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. I am vibrating with incredible energy for all the participants, 113 I'm seeing online. I have a profound question to this magnificent energy. Understanding we are consciousness, and in the light of living on multiple parallel universes, for those that are online and making this choice at this moment to listen to this energy, the divine, I guess, interpreters of our existence, what is that one reason that we have blinders on to the other parallel identities? Why are we focusing now on this particular show, this decision? What is our energy propelling us to let go of a fear? What is our mission at this moment as a consciousness as a whole?
We understand.
Great question.
Why do you have blinders on? Why? What is the purpose?
I mean, especially if we can tap into the knowledge of the other us's, right? And these other parallel universes or parallel yous. Why aren't we a bit better at tapping into?
Why do you think that you're not better? But you are. But what singular reason why you are here at this particular time, in this particular realm, having this particular experience? Why? Well, we can only say this. You are here for a reason.
that you,
Within
that
this-
you chose, that you,
Yes.
that you chose.
You chose it. Now remember, if you come into this realm, in this vibration, in this stream, whatever you want to call it, knowing everything, then what good is the experience? You understand? It's so simple, it's hard, isn't it? Is it not? You see lovely people. You're all having beautiful experiences now, and we are a part of your field, and you are a part of us, and we feel all of you, and we sense your love, and we see it, and we acknowledge all of you. We are here for you. Do not fear anything. No longer do you need to fear. Only be of love, and all will be fine. We know it's hard, but you are all of God, as we are. Beautiful question, soul. Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Drew. I have, I hope it's not too rude of a question, and I apologize, but when you are referring to we, who's the we that's talking to us right now?
Very good question. Who are we? Well, we were going to say something to you, John. Anthony asks that to us all the time. He says, who are you really? But you plural.
We go through this all the time, actually. So we gave them the name, the Ascended Masters.
Yes, you did. We
Yeah.
didn't say we were the Ascended Masters.
Well,
you did.
You said that you were made up of the Ascended Masters, but so much more.
Exactly. So who are we? Oh, John. That is a good question. We are you. You. We are all of you. We are a part of you. If you're going to understand universal consciousness, then you must understand that there is no separation between you, all of you, vous, ustedes, hoy, whatever the language you use, all of you are connected. There is no separation. So when you ask us, who are we say we are you. This is not a joke.
So think of,
It's not who is on first, who is on second.
I think, the guides, I love the one analogy.
Do you want us to say something else?
Well, no, what I love as an example that I think really works in this dimension and this plane is what our soul is made up of. So I think the best examples they gave us is a redwood tree, or any tree really, that your soul represents the tree. And then the branches represent all of the experiences that we've had, or we could call them, in our linear way of thinking of it, we can think of it as past lives, right? Or parallel lives. And then the leaves represent the skills and the talents and the personalities and all of those things that we bring with us to this dimension. I just think that is the best out of all the analogies that you've used for this. So if you imagine them, they are the collective energies of all of those experiences, all of those leaves and all of those branches, as well as the collective energies of who they make up.
And who are we?
But like the tree, everything's connected. Is that a good way of?
That's a very earthly meaning.
Earthly way of putting it, yes.
What I really appreciate in the explanation is that for me, and maybe for some of y'all or a lot of you in the audience, that it wasn't just a mental understanding when the explanation was coming through. There was actually a physical response and understanding when you said that you are us. That something in me said yes, and I didn't have to know it up here, but I knew it in my heart. I could feel it in my solar plexus and in my being, and that speaks to me in volumes that the mind can't comprehend, but it's such confirmation. So thank you.
We say unto you, good soul, John, yes, you are correct. That is correct.
That was more of a quantum response, their response.
Oh, it's so lit up. It's amazing. Can I go to another caller, or is there something that wants to be said?
There is always something that we can say.
Let's go to our next caller. Jody, let's get you to unmute, please. And everybody, if you're part of the panelists, find your microphone and where to unmute so we can get through this really easily. And Jody, welcome. If you want to turn on your video, it'd be lovely to see you as well.
Hi, John. Hi, you guys. How's everybody today?
We're happy that you're here.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Thank you. My question is, I have a question. What is blocking me from my physical and emotional healing? I am ready to release the pain and regain my power and energy back. And I have not been able to do that.
Love these questions. Okay, we are just going to say this. We'll keep it simple.
Okay.
We don't know. We do not know. Do you? You ask us, what is you? But we are you. What are you going to do to unblock you? How are you going to move on your path so that you can become unblocked? You see something in your heart that's blocked, but there is something more. Soul, we are here. Do not be afraid. Unblock yourself.
So the heart, if you're seeing something blocked in the heart.
Everybody wants a specific answer. Doesn't he? Doesn't she? Do they not?
But you saw something.
Yes, we did. We see fear and it's within the heart, but it's more than that. It's much more than that. We need you to discover this on your path. Because if you do not discover it, you will not learn who you truly are in this lifetime.
And also the block won't, even if something shifts, it won't be sustainable. It won't be lasting.
We are here to help you though. You are a part of our energetic field and we are a part of you. In that, you are becoming, as you call it, unblocked. We do not see blockages. We do not see that. You do. You have the perception of being blocked. Therefore, it is blocked. Do you understand?
Jody, this is a lot about karma, right? A lot of times we speak of karma and our guides will always say there really is no karma, only if you believe there's karma. So, focusing on the perception that there's a blockage, which...
Did you not speak of manifestation before? We understand.
You don't have to be so tough though, guys.
Oh, we apologize.
Well, and so you don't see blockages, but can you see how we're applying the brakes and how we can take our foot off the brakes so that there's a smoother path along the road?
Yes, we do see that because we see that in him all the time. He is okay. This being who calls himself Anthony, we are in his auric field right now. He perceived us as being something that he doesn't like at times, but we say to him, Anthony, relax. We are here to assist you and you are here to assist others.
So he'll also go through these mental blockages also, or...
So what does he do?
He meditates.
He meditates. He sits. He does things that make him feel good. And I will say this to all of you. We will say this to all of you. Sit. But do what you love. Do not do what you do not love. Do what you love. And in that lovingness, in those ways of the things that you do that you love, you will connect even more, not only to universe, to God, but most importantly to yourself.
Higher self.
Yes. There you will find freedom and you will unlock the blockages that you perceive that you have. Love, not what you do not love. Love is really, isn't it?
Well, it's what gets us in the zone. And a lot of times we talk about, that ujjayi breath that gets us into the theta brainwave state where we can really connect to our higher self and connect to our guides. And so we've all been instructed to do that through meditation, right? But not everybody resonates or can sit for 20, 30 minutes a day or an hour a day, as much as even if we would love to do it.
So what should they do then?
So there's other ways to get yourself into that vibration and into that resonance field that where healing can take place. The blockages can be removed. And so it can be a walking meditation or spending time in nature. Kind of back to what you guys were saying is really get aligned with what you love, what your heart loves, and what just lights you up. Because in that place, right, that's when you're going to get the clarity and you're going to be in that zone.
This comes directly full circle then, doesn't it? When we said we do not know what blocks you. You must find what love is for you.
Yeah, for each person, it's going to be different.
Wow.
Experience is going
so would I be correct in saying or in interpreting that you do not perhaps understand what blocks are because you perceive it all as love?
John. great soul. How enlightening of you to say that. Correct. And not many
Yeah.
have said that.
Yeah.
John, all is of love. All is of love, John. There are just different perceptions of it.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. And again, I keep great company. Let's continue with the Q&A here. Let's go to Meredith. If you will unmute, please. And welcome.
Thank you. Indeed, it's a pleasure to be here. And actually, you all have already answered what I needed to know, because my understanding is that whatever is happening in my life, it's for me to go within and look within for the answer, because the answer is inside, like through meditation, or oftentimes I go to the water, walk on the sand. That's very healing for me. So I kind of don't have the answer that I had. I kind of answered it for myself just listening to you.
Then, yes, you understand now. All the answers lie within.
Yeah.
They really do lie within who you are, because you are not just within. Once you go within, you will find that everything is connected outward. As so within, so without. As above, so below. It's all the same. You know, you can go outside of yourself, but in the end, you're going to come back again to the inside, and vice versa. There is no one path, soul. There is only your path. Your paths are perfect.
But I love what you said, Meredith, about the sand and the water. So for me, you know, going out on the paddleboard and just sitting and the ducks, right, in the morning, I love doing that. And so a lot of times that place, you know, back to Jody's blockages there, that place where you feel aligned and you feel connected to yourself because you're doing exactly what you love, that's an indicator to who you are at a soul level, right? So if it's earthbound energy like water, right, you probably have a lot of, like me, you probably have a lot of Gaia energy in you, right?
Yeah.
These clues, right, of other things that can unlock more layers of the onion, if you like, or auric field, which is all very healing.
Well said, Gaia.
Right.
Gaia energy, that's right. Feel it.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for calling in, and blessings too.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We're going to get into some more questions here, but I want to go into the special offer because there's an opportunity to hang out with Anthony and Renee, and we hang out with us in the special offer. And this is I looked it over last week. I looked at it before we got on the show, and I'm looking at it right now, and it's just the different items that are listed on here through this very generous course is just speaking to me so loudly. And so everybody, the link is in the chat box. April, just type it in there, click on the link, or go to, let me see where April put it. It's because we changed the links. It's beyondtheordinaryshow.com/channeling 25, the number 25, and it'll take you to that same page. But again, the easiest way to get there, just click on the chat box, click on the link, and it'll open that page right up. And again, these items about manifestation, going into Yeshua also, and the Gnostic wisdom and all that. It lit me up when I saw it. And Anthony and Renee asked me a little bit about it, if there should be any hesitancy with presenting it. I'm like, if it's speaking to you, then you should present it. But the honest answer is like, it lit me up. It's like, I'm so excited about this. So
Well,
you guys,
the interesting thing is that, you know, we mostly, it's the collective group of the guides. And so we don't do a lot of individual channeling of the Yeshua energy. And largely it's been more my resistance through all of the religious dogma, right? We talked about this before, John, this whole, connection to Catholicism and, structured religion. And so, but the energy is just so gentle. And so Anthony really wanted to do, this is the first time we've ever offered a course actually on channeling only Yeshua. We've never done it before. So this is going to be new and different for us. And we've been playing with it lately on our YouTube channel by taking Anthony's like obsessed with all the parables, right? There's like over 174 parables of Yeshua. And so we're doing this on our YouTube channel of picking a parable and breaking it down, bringing Yeshua's energy through and deciphering it and decoding it, if you like. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen over the course of those 4 weeks in the course, but I know it's going to be a wild ride, because whenever that energy comes through, a lot of healing takes place, a lot of tears happen, and there's just a gentleness, right? That's
We told you, didn't we, what you were going to become, but you didn't believe us.
a little gentler than you guys.
That they are.
So Guy, as we go in this special offer, there's the 4 weeks when Yeshua speaks. There's another 2 weeks with the art of creation. Tell us a little bit more about that as well.
Oh, the art of, yeah. So we're going to do something a little different this time. Before COVID hit, we used to do physical workshops, right? And we did a physical workshop on manifesting and creating, and focused on that. And then we did one online to kind of test it out. And so now we've kind of compacted what we've done in the past, and we're moving it into a 2-day workshop. And it's called sort of manifesting through spirit, right? Because a lot of times, when you think about, this isn't your first rodeo. I know it's not for all the people who are here. And so you've all listened to Esther and Jerry Hicks if you're interested in manifestation, right? Or at least if you're over 40, you have. But, you've probably done a workshop or two on manifesting. And a lot of times we have found through students that we've worked with over the years that there's always been a blockage from, like, they get it intellectually, they get the vibration, they get even, right, what Abraham says, right? You're not in the field. If you're not in the field, it's not going to happen. But then they still go back into their daily lives and things don't shift. So part of what we're going to do with the workshop is we're going to do embodiment to literally get people in the resonance field to feel what it is like to be in that alignment and stay there so they can replicate it.
Oh, that's huge.
Right. So that's going to be part of, so there's obviously going to be the instruction and teaching part. There'll be the channeling part. There'll be healing part, but there'll also be exercises to get people into that field.
Wow. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. So you've got the art of creation, putting people into that field, that embodiment, and not just glimpsing it, but really learning to hold it and to be it and to create through spirit. I love that you said creating through spirits instead of with spirits. Huge difference. Wow.
Huge difference. Yeah.
Wow. And then there's guided meditations also for aligning chakras and energy body through the feminine and the masculine balance.
That is channeled, by the way. So that is a channel with these guys.
There's an audio video book, also Your Soul Speaks. There's Move with Spirit 2 classes.
Oh, so Move with Spirit is brand new. We haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Okay. So that's coming in. And so that's going to kick off in the fall. And it's going to be part of the special offer as well.
Yeah, we do not know what the date is, but I can't remember. I think we put 2 free classes in there, and it's going to be led by yours truly, Anthony, when he's not.
Wow.
The state. So it's going to combine Kung Fu, because he's a Kung Fu master. A lot of people don't know that. Anthony's a Kung Fu master. And so some of that's going to be, it's literally moving using Kung Fu. He could probably.
We can say it.
You can, yeah, you should explain it more, but using that as a way to align your auric field.
We will say this to all of you. Do not just sit, but move as well. Because as spirit, you are constantly in flux. You are constantly moving. Remember, exercise itself is one way in order to meditate. We may refer to it as moving meditation. Remember, what you do to this energetic body that you see as physical is what you do as well to the field, what you do to the soul, what you do to the spirit. It is all connected. What
Mm.
here, you do there. What you do there, you do here.
So
Therefore,
these are live classes, by the way.
Yes.
So, you
Oh.
know.
I love the movement piece. It falls so strongly with the embodiment piece also. I've been semi-recently introduced to a contemporary Japanese movement method called Butsu. And you just stand and you just allow the body to do what it naturally just wants to do and contort and move and all these. And it's speaking to me also with Anthony's mastery, it feels like in Kung Fu, and what moves through also, and how we're really calibrating and aligning these components that we've separated out within ourselves. And from that place, it feels like our capacity to manifest comes in with a newfound intelligence.
Yeah. I mean, it's so important. I remember when we first started doing this, our guides, you guys reminded us that a lot of spiritual teachers get so into the teaching and even, you know, the channeling that they don't necessarily always take care of their bodies, right? And so, you know, you guys have been pretty tough on us from the beginning with that.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
We told you, you must take care of your bodies, because if you do not take care of your bodies, we cannot work with you and through you the way you desire. A healthy body, a healthy mind, healthy spirit, healthy soul. They all work together as one. You must understand these things.
Yes. Do you remember the night Magdalene came through when I had had the edible?
Yes.
She wasn't happy with me that night.
No.
I'm stoned on this edible. I mean, I took way too much. I ate Anthony's chocolate. I had my own. I was only supposed to have a quarter of the chocolate.
This
And
is very important, what you
think I
put
had-
into your body as well.
remember, Magdalene was not happy.
Yes, we do
She said, "We
remember.
come through you first, Gaia. You've got to keep your body clean." I'm like, got it.
Oh, that is an interesting conversation for another show.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah, because we've done courses on that, right? With alkaline food and all of that stuff. So we're very passionate about that. We'd love to talk about that sometime.
Yeah, we'll bring it.
I could not have a serious conversation with Magdalene that night. I said, yes, of course, as I was rolling on the ground laughing.
Oh God. It's this is an amazing, really super generous special offer, and I'm really excited about what's coming through, and I can feel the spirit. I can feel the maturity, not that you guys weren't bringing it before, but I can feel the evolvement of even from the last time to this and what's being offered here. It's like, wow, this is so cool. This is only $99. There's a 2 payment option. The live calls, will people be able to ask questions on some of these calls as well?
Oh yeah, of course. It's always interactive. It's like this, right? It's absolutely like this. So it's interactive. I mean, we actually have a real lesson plan that's often part channeled and part, you know, just through us. And then there's channeling. There's always healing, some kind of healing. They always do that. You guys are always working on people's fields.
Yes.
Okay, well, again, everybody, take advantage of this special offer. I'm excited about this. I think it's whole other level. It's just my heart is such a yes to this. And again, I'm reading about the Gnostic Gospels. It's just, yeah, I'm excited about this. The link's in the chat box, or you can type in your browser beyondtheordinaryshow.com/channeling25. It'll take you to that same page. And with that, let's continue with some more Q&A. And so let's see who is coming next. How about Patricia? Patricia, let's get you to unmute, please.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for your wonderful wisdom. I'm receiving a lot, information that you're sharing with us, myself. And I feel like I'm going through a mastery process, and on all levels, with my body, dealing with the off-balance lightheadedness and the energies coming into the earth. And, everything you've said, I resonate with. It's so wonderful. I want to thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure and honor to be with all of you. Yes.
Do you have a question that you want to ask?
Well, I feel like each day I'm going through a new experience of understanding who I really am as a mastery being. Is this what's occurring?
Yes, it is that simple. Yes, because you are open, then it will occur.
Yes.
If you allow it to happen, then it will occur. But if you put blocks and you break it and you stop it, then you will feel nothing.
Okay.
But even feeling nothing, soul is sometimes feeling everything. Nothingness has its ways.
Yeah, those of you who have spent some time in Japan, right, Jen, you probably know this, right? The whole void, their fifth energy field there in Japan is the void. And you guys talk a lot about the void and the nothingness.
Yes. Within nothingness, there is everythingness. You don't perceive it.
My whole body is vibrating. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Patricia, thank you for coming on. Now,
I'm so honored to be here with all of you. Thank you.
It's an honor to be here with you. Thank you. Now, something Patricia brought up are the energies that are coming that many of us are perceiving as intense, or we're perceiving energies that are coming as intense. Can you speak into that? Is there perception that we're having? Is there really energies that we're having a relationship with that are shifting us somehow? What's happening there?
Okay, we will tell you. It is not only us that are interacting with you. All of you are interacting with us.
And each other.
We are sharing our energies together. This is the true sense of universal consciousness. We are becoming one with each other, and we feel it, we sense it, we perceive it. Therefore, it does exist. It is real. Do not allow anyone to tell you that this does not exist, because it doesn't. You are all having a shift, an upgrade, as you call it, an ascension, if you will, of all of your vibrations that make you up as frequencies that are a part of the soul. It is divine in its nature. You are all divine, and we feel that. We sense it, and we enjoy your love, all of you.
Imagine in a multi-dimensional perspective where all of your souls and all of your guides are having conversations with our guides and our souls, right? And so it's almost like this collaborative, beautiful effort of, if there's one, this one example I just loved, there was a class that we were doing, and somebody on the call's boyfriend had just got a cancer diagnosis. And that boyfriend's energy happened to be of the void. Our guides had said it was this void this void energy, which is what also Magdalene's energy is. And believe it or not, Mother Mary's energy is that void energy. And so the people in the class, their consciousness, their souls, their energies were all coming to assist the boyfriend's energy, who had the same souls, the same primary soul's energy, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense? So it's like if you align with Metatron, right, and somebody else is a Metatron energy, right? It's almost like that assistance is happening without us really being aware of it in our human selves. I don't know if that made any sense. But
You are correct. Assistance is always
Yeah.
given, no matter what. Whether you are of void energy, whether you are angelic energy, whether you are of earth energy, there is always assistance. You are always being aided by your personal guides, if you will. They are always here to assist you, no matter what the experience is that you are having at this particular moment. Remember, we are always with you. Whether you feel us or not, we are here.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Someone just typed in asking if we're live. Yes, this is a live call, unless you're listening to the replay, but we'll make that obvious. But if you're listening right now on Thursday evening in California, you're live. Melissa Hugh wrote in. Melissa, thank you for this question. Melissa writes, if we accept then that we're just here to have an experience and that we'll have many more experience, there's a potential for a sense of apathy to surface. How can we avoid this feeling of spiritually bypassing what's happening in these cases?
That's a great question.
We acknowledge you. We understand what you're feeling. But why do you say apathy? Perhaps that is what you desire to experience at this very moment. What makes you think that the experience of apathy isn't just one of the most minute of experiences that you desire to have now?
In this lifetime, at this particular time.
Anything can change. Just as your hair changes its length, so do the experiences of this particular lifetime change. So if you are having an experience of apathy, then we say that is perfect. Because that too is your experience. Now we understand very well what you feel, and it's justified. It is honored, and we acknowledge it. We say unto you, soul, your apathy is perfection. It is okay. It is nothing more than another aspect of love.
And when you're ready to shift that to a different experience, your soul will guide you there.
That is correct.
And we know you, Melissa, I think. You've taken some of our courses, I think. It's the same.
And that really takes me into a place, and again, this is said before by many people, but it brings me again into the place where it's really judgment that causes our suffering. Because apathy by itself isn't a bad thing. We're choosing the experience, but it's the judgment of apathy and an interpretation of what that might entail that creates the complexity within our minds of what something should or shouldn't be.
Yes, John, again, you are correct. Because you're having a sensation of apathy doesn't mean that you must feel that you are lower than others or that you are not on a spiritual path. Remember, even those who do not feel any sense of connection to source energy, to God, to universal consciousness, are in essence having a spiritual experience. It is their unique experience that is spiritual for them to feel nothing. We told you before, to feel absolutely nothing is to feel everything. There are so many of you whom have no sense whatsoever of what God is, but you are the most loving of individuals. And we know that. You do not have to know that you are connected to the all to have a sense of pure love for yourself and for others. You see, love truly does come in many different shades, colors, frequencies, and vibrations.
Yeah, we have a lot of engineering friends who can't get their heads around anything that we do, and yet, still love us, even though they can't understand.
They are the kindest of
they're-
human beings.
And very
aren't they?
kind. They're always doing things, right, to help humanity, community. but don't buy into any of this that we're doing at all.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Amazing what comes through on that. All right, let's go to another question. Diana Valencia, welcome to the call.
Nice to meet you, Diana. I think you're still muted.
You're still muted, yes. All right, Diana, maybe we'll come back to you. Let's see here. All right, we'll come back to Diana. All right, Shelly, let's go to you. Shelly Eagle. Let's get you to a new place.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call, John. Thank you. My question is, what do you see in regard to other beings walking among us, the government allowing this information to come out, and the beings from other planets that I already know are with us, but to make it evident that they're here and us walking along with them day to day? And do you see that in our lives right now, that being a possibility, that we share this earth space with them?
I'll let you guys take that one.
And I have a reply to that as well, because this is something you can see, but of course I want them to respond, because it's like, I know it's going to light me up.
So we asked you from the very beginning, who are we? Well, we said some of us are human. We've had human experiences, but there are many of us who have not. It has taken a great deal of time for us to manifest ourselves in this manner. Many of us are not human. We have not been human. You understand who you are now. You see, this is the true sense of being universal consciousness, not only connected to this planet as a whole, but being connected to the all of things that resonate with this field. So you ask us about you and your governments. Well, it is up to your governments, but we will tell you this. As your science evolves, so does your consciousness as well. Because your science is evolving very quickly, so does your consciousness. And with that, you will start to discover that you are not alone, but you've known that for a very long time.
It's just that it's starting to go public.
Yes. Your governments can only hide it for so long.
And the collective consciousness is ready now.
You are ready. John,
Yeah.
you have a comment you wish to make?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've been having a relationship with other dimensional beings on Beyond the Ordinary show for almost 10 years. So if you're looking for disclosure, we're having the relationship. It doesn't look like the big UFO landing at the White House. That's okay, disclosure, there's the proof. But look at these conversations that do something within your heart, that heal you, that expand your consciousness by being in the resonance. This disclosure has been happening for a long time, but we're looking for a physical proof so that we can show someone the picture and go, you see, I told you.
But John, even then, when you have physical proof, there will still be so many that will not believe.
Actually, we will have, that will happen in our lifetime.
You will have proof that there are other beings amongst you. You will have proof. You are starting to see more and more planets within your own sight, and they do hold life, and we are proof of it.
Oh my God, it's such a big conversation. I love that you asked that question. And I love their, and again, the perception of where we receive the connection from. And then what connection is it that we're looking for when we seek that connection? our why. What's the why?
Remember this. We are a collective of all consciousness as well.
Mm,
You see in your movies those that come to destroy you. Nobody comes to destroy you except you. Remember, as a consciousness that has evolved for millions and millions and millions of your Earth years, there is no entity here that has an ill will for any of you. We are here to help you, to assist you in your evolution, in your ascension of the consciousness of who you are as a species human. And you are well on your way now.
mm.
This is not the only John Burgess show that is occurring at this very moment.
John looks like in other dimensions.
But we will say this to
Does he have
all of
long
you.
hair? Does he have blue eyes?
What you do here on this show, on this emission, will reverberate and vibrate to the all that you are as a species.
Yeah, that's actually worth mentioning because I think it's so powerful. It took us a long time to really understand what's happening here is positively impacting all of the other us's that's existing in other dimensions. Rather than focus on, I think Drew mentioned it earlier, why are we not focused on these other dimensions? I mean, we know that truly by being present to the here and now, that's where all the magic happens. So when we're present to the here and now and we affect what we can, right, through our conscious choice of doing service to others, being of love, that affects everything else.
We said what you do to this energetic body, what you put into it, is what you're going to put out into the ethers, as you call it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it affects everything else and everyone else also.
Yes, makes Okay, let's go to the next question or something coming in. I can't tell.
Ooh. You're good at this, John. You do feel things and you do get
Mm,
the downloads, actually. Somebody's coming through.
I am Yeshua. Yeshua. I am here to give all of you messages as well.
mm,
John, great being of love.
mm.
I work through you and with you.
Mm.
And because of that, you work and touch so many souls so that you as human beings may become a part of who I am as well. I am what you call Christ or Christos energy. For all planets have this energy, but call it something different. You may all have it within who you are as a soul. And I am here to work with all of you. I am not one, but I am many as well. But what I must tell all of you is this. For as I am love and of source energy, so are you. And there is no difference. Have no fear, only be of love, and all of the answers that you seek will come unto you. For these are my words unto all of you. I am Yeshua, and these are my words I give to you all. Peace be with you. Grace be with you. Gratitude is with you. But most of all, be of love and share these qualities to the all.
Gaia, what's happening for you?
Always ring, vibrate very strongly when either the energy is coming or leaving. It's Yeshua will always say, which I don't think the world is ready to hear, is that his energy is more than one, just as all of our souls have more than
Why
one.
would Yeshua be one when you are not one?
I know. No, it's just hard for us to think that way.
We
right?
understand, but there is an evolution occurring now.
Yeah, so energy is so strong that it still short circuits my ears sometimes, in a good way.
The back of my head was tingling profoundly, which was amazing. What came through, and something that I want to point out also, because it's been coming up for me very strongly recently. And again, when Yeshua mentioned "be of love," let's remember the aspect that if we're being in fear, we're not being in love, and to recognize it. And it's like, oh, I'm being in fear, and go, wait, I can be in love. And just that simple acknowledgement can help shift the perception and what we have access to during that moment. And so
John,
again,
well said, but we will add to this comment as well.
Yeah, it's always a choice.
Being fear, being in the residence of fear, John, that too is being in an essence of. However, you have a choice, all of you, to experience the entire spectrum of love, but not just one essence of it, which is fear. Decide upon all of you. You decide that you want to experience all of it, because it truly is magical.
Then you move on the
Yes.
fear into the residence of just.
You are
pure
correct,
being,
Dan.
just pure
You
being.
don't have to be in fear, but you can experience all of the love that you truly are in this lifetime.
so in our spiritual communities or psychological communities, and the going in and experience our shadow aspect and loving that part of the shadow aspect as well. It's, for me, it's also part of that embodiment process that gives us a fuller spectrum of who we be, about the 9 parts of ourselves.
Yes.
I'm hearing that as part of the interpretation.
Deny yourselves of the shadows of who you truly are. For even the shadows, there are vibrations of love. Within the shadow work, you become even more who you are as a species. You evolve, you ascend, you vibrate faster by understanding the shadows of who you are. Never, ever say that the shadows do not exist.
Or serve you. Or
But they
serve
do
you.
serve you. They do serve you because you serve yourself.
So it's only when we flee from them, right? My favorite Pema Chodron quote, right? Whenever we resist and we just, we're resisting rather than just being with it, it actually gets stronger, right? So we just need to respect the whole spectrum of all of our shadows.
What you resist
Persists.
doesn't it? You must surrender. A difficult word. Flow into it slowly.
Which word is more difficult, must or surrender? I don't know.
On the frequency of the word. We don't.
True. Surrender is hard. I mean, that's a really, especially for men, I think, or masculine energy.
Sacrifice is even more difficult, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
One day there will be no surrender. There simply will just be. You will simply become who you truly are in this lifetime. You will all be universally connected. You will say to yourselves one day, we remember when we had to sacrifice. We remember when we had to surrender. But you see, the more you use those words, the more you become those frequencies. We say unto you this, simply be of love, because that's who you really are.
Yeah. So very important thing. I don't know if you guys really felt into, right? All words have frequencies, right? So we know that, right? From the whole exercise with giving loving words to water, right? The Japanese artist, I can't remember his name, but yes.
Into the water, you will change molecules and the structure
Dr. Moto, yeah.
depending upon it, what you decide to put into that water. Isn't that correct?
So every
You've
word
already proved that scientifically.
we have. So, if we know that, right, the words have the frequencies to change and unblock ourselves. I'm looking at you, Jody, even though I can't see your can't see your face there, right? To that these are the frequencies that have the ability to shift those things.
Are you not made primarily of water?
Yes.
What you do to this water, you do to yourselves as well. This is nothing more than an example. Why should that be any different that you can change the molecular structure of the water with simply your thoughts? Well, if you do that to water, why can you not do that to yourself? Why can you not do that to others whom you are trying to heal?
Are also primarily made of water.
You see, you can. And that is the manifestation part of this program. It comes full circle, doesn't it?
So, that really lends itself well into the whole, one thing that we haven't talked about tonight is healing, right?
Yeah.
So that manifestation part, of course, as human beings, we always think of manifesting in abundance, right? When is the job going to come through, or the house going to close, or the deal, the business deal going to close? But there's also abundance and manifesting in other ways, and that is through healing ourselves, right? We can't heal others until we heal ourselves.
Beautiful.
There, so we haven't really talked about healing.
Well, you can speak about it if you desire, but there are more questions.
Yes, there are. You seem to either be in the Akashic records or somebody else is coming through.
Do you want her to come through? More questions, please.
More questions. Okay, well, let's get, before I take the next question, I want to remind you all of the special offer with Anthony and Renee, and going deeper. And again, the art of creation, manifesting through spirit, the channeling course with Yeshua, these channeled meditations, the ebooks. It's just, again, this is just, it's loaded. You know where to find it. The link's in the chat box. Diana Valencia, let's give you a try again. If you can unmute yourself. I'm still guided to call on you.
Hello. Hi,
There you are.
John. Hi, Renee. Hi, Anthony. Hi, the collective of Ascended Masters.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So I'll get right to it. So I'm a healer, and I sometimes get vision symbols. I ask questions, but I feel sometimes the connection can be a little bit short circuit. Like the connection doesn't really connect clearly. I don't know how to make a direct connection or see clearly.
Okay. 1 second, please.
Sure.
1 second, please. Metatron.
Metatron's energy is coming through for you.
So I am a part of you. You ask to see more clearly. I will give it to you because you allow it to come.
I just received, Diana, because they'll do some work on he deals a lot with sacred geometry, so a lot of it's like code activation stuff, which is
Yes.
different than how our guides manipulate energy. Metatron loves when one of his the question.
Yeah, open your heart, Diana. Beautiful. Mm. Mm-hmm. Me too, Rebecca.
Are beautiful in all ways, soul. Do not hide from us any longer. What you desire, you shall give to yourself, and we will be. Do not hide from us. We will come to you in your vision, in your dreams. Look for us, but do not be afraid of what you see.
Ask to receive and for them to come to you in the way that you wish to see them.
Now, these are nothing more than seraphim energies.
Yeah.
Remember that. They are going to come to you in many different forms, soul. Be open to them.
Yeah.
They do not look exactly like you.
Yes, this I do know.
Good.
And ways to activate them and kind of make that connection stronger if Metatron is and Seraphim energy is really a strong part of your guides in your field is anything related to sacred geometry, right? Flower of Life, Metatron's cube, you know, oracle decks that have those energies in them, meditating with like that, right?
Oh.
Right here, actually. But all of that stuff will help to activate things faster.
Yes, and it is happening now at this very moment.
It's so funny you say that because part of my healing is with sacred geometry and codes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I started doing that about 2 weeks ago. So yes, thank you so much. And Metatron is very much part of my life. We go into this secret cathedral with huge pillars, high ceilings, and that's where I meet him, under the water and into this cathedral. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you, Metatron.
Is incredible. We did actually a 4-week course on Metatron and Melchizedek earlier, right before summer hit, I guess. Yeah.
Remember, for every seraphim energy, there is its
Twin.
Yeah.
Sandalphon is the twin of Metatron.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, and that energy will help ground you into the energy as well as Metatron comes unto you.
Metatron is grounding energy. There's some wild things that have happened in our living room if Metatron's been there.
Yeah, Diana, thank you for coming on. Amazing.
Thank you so much, John, for picking me. You're awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Renee and Anthony and Metatron. Thank you.
So yeah, definitely look at, you know, into the Sandalphon energy for grounding.
Yes, well, thank you. I will.
Well, and come back and listen to this replay and particularly to this spot for the grounding, because even as you said, to watch for that or to look for it, you can feel the grounding energy happening powerfully. So we're going to run this replay all week long, all weekend long. And so come back and ground back in, tune back in, ascend back in, remember back in during the replays as well. The strong energy that's running through here today. Again, thank you so much for calling in, Diana. And guides, thank you so much for being here today. And with so much love and respect, I want to thank you for the transmissions and for the wisdom and for the love. And before we completely say goodnight, I'd love it for Anthony to come back in so we can also acknowledge with gratitude.
Yes.
His presence.
Most definitely. So we will take leave now, but we will always say this to you. We are amongst you. We are with you. We work through you as well. Om is the vibration of this universe. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Love, grace, and gratitude be with you all. And most of all, share these qualities with everyone.
Shanti.
Shanti. Thank you for receiving us. We will see you later.
Thanks, guys. Come through at dinner. About halfway through dinner, 3/4 of the way through dinner, they often come through. If we had a session with somebody, they'll give us additional nuances, or, I mean, they really are like family to us.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Again, as Anthony's coming back, y'all, the special offer link is in the chat box. Click on that. The replay link, we'll send in the email later this evening. You can always access replays at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay.
And I think a couple of people had asked if all of those items were for $99. And yes, all of those items are part of
the full package. It's all included.
Yeah, so that's 2 live, it's 1 4-week live course. It's not pre-recorded, it's live with us. So it's interactive just like this. And the 2-week workshop is the same.
May I put my glasses on? Can you see everybody?
Yes, Anthony's back.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I know, Anthony's back. Very different personality, Anthony is the guy.
I can see everybody. I love watching everybody. I think it's so cool. Great questions, guys. Those are wonderful.
Yeah.
Great questions.
Really amazing
Yeah,
questions. Yeah. I know we
Well,
did, but hopefully
you guys are bringing it like in a whole nother level, and the clarity and the purity and the intentionality is felt. And perhaps it's because we're evolving and catching up as well, right?
That's really true. It's definitely a 2-way street here.
Yeah.
It's not just one way. It's all of us, coming together, I think, as a collective universe, collective consciousness. And
yeah, I noticed that with our courses with the people who we work with, like our Blue Soul Masters, which is our advanced program, right? I notice as people go through that, and then we, see them on the other side, it makes us better channelers, right? It makes us better because they're leveling up, and it's just, everything's kind of interconnected, and it's leveling everybody up.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, so we totally see that it's definitely a combination effort there.
Well, Anthony, Renee, it's the extraordinary call. Thank you guys so much. There's, again, your generosity and your love it just transmits completely through, and it's felt the ripples, at least over here in Hawaii, I'm sure, and other places around the world as people listen in as well. So thank you for what you do.
I want to do a retreat in Hawaii. So keep throwing that Hawaii energy out there and the ripple effect, because Magdalene keeps wanting us to do the retreat in the South. We're going to do.
Love that.
Renee and Anthony want to go to Hawaii.
Hawaii wants to receive Renee and Anthony. So yes, I think that needs to be manifested.
Channel Pele. If we can channel Pele, we need to be there. We love
it. All right, y'all. Well, again, thank you so much. Wonderful seeing you and having you on. Thank you for your time, energy, and love. And for everybody on the call, on the replay, for everybody with questions, thank you for your love and your mastery, and for being here with all of us during this time. It's with much that I say good night to everybody. Namaste.